Welcome to this week's discussion on, are there different Bibles? Yes, there is such a thing as a Catholic Bible that is different from other Bibles for different denominations of Christian religions. During the Reformation era in the 1500s, various denominations eliminated some of the original books. A Bible is more like a library of books rather than just a single book. For a more in-depth background on where Bibles come from, refer to Chapter 2 in My Catholic Letter and other sources on Scripture. For the purpose of this talk, I will just provide some of the important highlights to be certain we are all starting out with the same understanding of the Bible. The first and most important division is the Old Testament and the New Testament. The Old Testament to our Jewish brothers and sisters is known as the Hebrew Bible. It was typically written in Hebrew or Aramaic. The Old Testament refers to the time in history that occurred prior to the arrival of Jesus. The name Old may give the impression that it is no longer relevant, so I prefer to call it the Hebrew Bible. Some Christian denominations disregard the Hebrew Bible as not relevant, but it is very relevant in providing a better understanding of traditions and history that can help to understand the New Testament. The Hebrew Bible is not irrelevant at all because it contains the roots of our Catholic faith. Remember that Jesus was brought up in this world by a Joseph and Mary who lived in strict compliance to Hebrew tradition. Many of the things we read about in the Hebrew Bible shed light on many of the things that Jesus does in the New Testament. In My Catholic Letter, I have depicted the various books of both the Old and the New Testaments as a library building that keeps the Old Testament upstairs and the New on the lower floor. It has as much relevance as our grandparents and the generations before them do. It is who we are today. Some of the Bible writings originated as stories told around campfires. Eventually, they were preserved on parchment. Though each book is called a book of the Bible, even if it may have only been a letter or a short story. The styles of writing varied as well. Some were books about laws, history, about prophets, or of poetry. This is not unlike what you would expect to find in any library. The Catholic Bible contains 46 books in what we now call the Old Testament. A Hebrew Bible read by the Jewish congregation will not have all the same books as the Catholic Bible. 7 of the books found in the Catholic Bible are not to be found in the Hebrew Bible or in the Bible of some of the Christian churches. Those 7 books are called books of Apocrypha to the Jewish people and by some Christian denominations because they do not accept them as their own scripture. The New Testament consists of 27 books that was written mostly in Greek and can be found in the Catholic Bible as well as most other Christian Bibles. There are many reasons for these differences, and most of those differences came about during the Protestant Reformation when Martin Luther, John Calvin, and many others where many divisions came about to create the several Protestant churches we have today. There is still one Catholic Church and over 60,000 other denominations of Christian beliefs. There are also a few books that the Catholic Church does not accept in the New Testament, and those are also called apocryphal books. That means that they are inspired writings, but they did not pass the test of accuracy and consistency of the existing Bible. Some of these apocryphal books, like the Gospel of Peter, or Mary Magdalene, or Thomas, are just some of those books. Since the Bible is not a single book, it cannot be easily read as one would read a novel. There are many different recommended methods for reading the entire Bible, but reading it cover to cover is not one of those recommended methods. Each book may have been written at different times, with a different focus for different audiences and for different purposes. Therefore, it is very difficult to follow a timeline when it is bouncing all over the time periods. I have included a 90-day method to read the entire Bible in a logical manner in my Catholic letter. Why do we read the Bible? The more we know God, the greater we understand and trust in Him. Have a blessed week. If you would like to receive these weekly discussions, please subscribe below. You can also feel free to share any comments.